Welcome back to Canadian Board Game Replays, my channel where I post replays on board game and out from Board Game Arena and provide my analysis and commentating over top of it. Today we are looking at match number 3 in my series Journey from Bronze to Elite in Double Seven. So we're playing in arena mode here, so it's 2-player. Like I said, this is game number 3. I was initially going to cast this one as the one where I got my silver, but I thought I would post one in between. This is my first win in bronze. So let me just show you what that looks like in terms of the matches. So we've already done 2, and now this is our 3rd. So if you look near the top of the screen, you'll see 3 from the top. This is my first win in bronze. It shows that I get 5 points, and then I get 6 points 2 games later to move to silver. So we're going to run this game. As with the last couple games, I am going to stop at a point and at kind of a pivotal point and just see what you would do in this situation. So when I do that, I'll pause the video, and I would love it if you could put a comment down in the comment section just saying what you would have done with that situation. And see if you did what I did or something different. Maybe it's something we can learn about from a strategy perspective. So let's go ahead and get on with it. Okay, so here we go. So I start drawing 2, and then if you've seen any of the other previous replays, you'll probably recognize this situation, right? We've got 5 different cards, no clovers, and we're done drawing, and we haven't played yet, so it's a perfect rainbow situation. So I play rainbow, gets me an additional card. I notice the green frog in the face-up section. I pull the green frog. So now I've got something to play down to get under 6. Pass it over. My opponent grabs 2. Okay, they're in a similar situation. So rainbow, they get the red foxes, which they'll sure that they play down, and they're done their turn. So I'm going to pull cards here. I see the pink, so I pull that. I swap and play the fox here. So the reason I did that instead of playing down the 2 pink butterflies is the 2 pink butterflies gives him an easy swap, 2 for 2. If I do this with the foxes, it's 3. At least currently, he can't swap with me unless he adds to his frog. So that's the strategy with that. I'm trying to give them as few swapping targets as possible. And by upping that to a 3, it makes it harder for them to do so. That's the thoughts pattern there. So now their turn. Okay, so it looks like they're doing a 2 for 1. And then here, it looks like they have the makings of a rainbow, but since they've already played, they can't use it. It's only usable before you've played. So that's what's happening here. So I draw. You can see I've got lots of options here. So let's see what, but again, we're playing kind of the minimalist approach. Only put down what you have to put down to get under 6, unless you can get out. And that's obviously a totally different situation. If you can get out and clear, you put everything down for sure. Okay, so this is going to be where I pause the game and ask you what you would do in this situation. There's a couple different options. We've got some swapping opportunities, whatever. What would you do? And then we'll see what I did do, and I'll tell you why I did what I did. So go ahead, put it in the comments. Really appreciate it. I really enjoy engaging with you as viewers and hopefully subscribers. So yeah, if you can just take a minute, put a comment down there, look at this, say what would you have done, what would you have played this turn, and then yeah, we'll compare notes. Okay, I'm gonna hit play now to keep going. So I put down 2 foxes, and that's it. So I kept it simple. Minimalist rule, right? Just getting under 6. And the nice thing with this thing is, too, it provides a 5 foxes, which makes it very hard for him to swap against. So that was my thinking on that one. You may have said put that a little bit more. But again, the first thing I see with this is I got the singular orange bunny. I don't have anything down. They don't have anything down. So I know right away that I'm not going to be able to get out. As soon as I know I can't get out, I go back to my minimalist strategy of just discarding the minimum number of cards to get below 6. And then in this situation, I'm also looking at, I don't want to discard one of these 2s because that's an easy swap. And that's why I played the foxes. So that's the theory. Love to see in the comments what your thoughts were, and we can discuss that in the comments after it's posted. So let's keep going. Okay, so he's playing his 2 foxes. He's swapping, putting out squirrels. Okay, so now right away you can see I'm going to be going out this turn, which is great. We've got 2, 2, and 2, so this is great. We're going to be going out. Yep, we got the swan. We can swap for the swan. That's good. I was a bit premature on that one. I didn't realize I had to draw one more card, but we got lucky. We got the swan, which we could use, so that's great. So now I'm out, which is good. Now I'm going to start accumulating those 1 extra cards every turn. So that really adds up. Oh, they're doing pretty well though. But you'll notice right away there's no moose on the table, so we know he's not getting out. To try to 2 for 1 to try and get out. So, like I said, I believe in my last video, if you were watching it, 2 for 1s are not that great. You're basically, it's an anti-rainbow. You're basically giving back cards. And when you lose cards in this game, you lose points, and then you lose games. The only exception with that is what happened here when you're trying to go out. Then it's worth a gamble sometimes. So that's what he was doing here. And I believe I did that last episode, a similar move. So that's when it makes sense. In my opinion, it's the only time it makes sense. I wouldn't want a 2 for 1 if I couldn't think that I would get out. So just my 2 cents on that one. So, all right, so this is a great draw. We have everything we need on our board, so we place it down. You know, I'll play that all day. That's great, because especially if he's got cards in his hand, that means we're getting 1 extra card every turn. So every turn we play in that situation, we're winning points. Now we're both cleared, so it's not as beneficial. So again, we're going to get down here. That's good. We were able to swap out for the blue birds, so that's good. Let's see what he draws here. So he's got a good draw too. He's got everything he needs. He can put it down. He gets the first 7, which is good, but not always the be all end all. Before we move on, let's just take a look at the score here. So I've got 20, he's got 18. Even with his +1, I'm still up by 2. So that's important. So I do need to start getting 7s, but you can only play with the cards you're given. All right, we're swapping, so we're cleared. That's good. We're hoping here that he draws cards that he can't get out on. And it looks like we got lucky that time, so that's good. All right, so we got some moose, 3 moose even. Wow. Good thing we can swap out for that, get those down there. And we have another turn where we're cleared and they're not, which is great. That's more points in the bank. All kinds of swapping going on. Okay, so this is interesting. So if you look here, it's what, 26, 26. So this is a situation where he's got all his 7s in a row, but we're tied. And guess what? I get another turn. And this is a bit of a contentious issue right now in the forums in terms of how the turn system works in terms of ending the game. I forget who went first here, but let's assume for a moment that that I went first. So if I went first, some games would have it that would mean that when he goes out, the game's over because we both had an equal numbers of turns. Instead, in double 7, the rule is whoever gets a double 7, the other players all get an extra turn, get a turn. So if this says, and I don't remember, but if I went first this turn in this situation, I actually get to go 1 more turn than he does, and it's being discussed in the forums right now whether that makes sense, whether there should be some kind of other rule about it. Like I was saying, the simplest rule would be to track who went first and then just make sure that everyone got an equal number of turns. So in this situation, if I had gone first and he got the double 7, that's it. The game would be over. I wouldn't get an additional turn, which seems more fair to me than the current setup, but I benefit here. So all I basically have to do is put down 1 card here and I win. Now the tie would go to the double 7, which would be them, but there's not going to be a tie because it's 26 all and I haven't even gone yet. So let's finish this one off. So you can see here, this game, like he got all the 7s and I still won. So it just shows how powerful it is to be clear of cards from your hands when the opponent isn't. It allowed me to build up a bunch of points and leads. I don't even need this +1. So yeah, so there's my first win. It was a good one. It was interesting. It just goes to show how important getting out is and getting your hand down to 0 is. and they played very well. I don't really know if there's much they could have done differently, to be honest. Luck of the draw in terms of what you can put down. So yeah, so that's at the end of this game. So come back. I'll probably in the next couple of days, I'll try and get down the fourth game. Just kind of looking back on our image here. So that was the third from the top, and then I'll probably play the commentate on the one at the very top, which is the one gets me into Silver League. So, and then we'll start another batch of games from Silver to Gold, and then Gold to Elite. So, thank you very much for joining this round. If you can put anything in the comments in terms of other games you want to see cast, if you've got a really cool one that you've got, I love new games. I love learning about them and hopefully getting good at them eventually. So if you do have any ideas, please put in the comments. That would be great. If you have any feedback on this video, something you liked, something you didn't like, am I speaking too fast? Is there something I could add that would be really helpful? Feel free to put that in the comments. Like I said, I enjoy engaging with you. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Be great for you to get notifications when new videos come out. And that's it. Thanks again, Canadian Board Game Replays. Tell your friends. And I will post a new video up in the next couple days that gets me to silver. Thank you very much. Bye.